What's up, everybody? What's up, you beautiful people? I have the day off. It's a holiday where I work. So I've been in here on the computer trying to sling some stogies. Um, Trying to get as many orders in as I can, right now. But as you can see on the screen, I am smoking the Big Sky Cigar Company's Cryptid. And let me tell you what, this is the number one selling cigar they have. It's a 5x60 Gordo, San Andreas wrapper, binder fillers, all from Nicaragua. How you doing, Mike? Good morning, brother. And I'm just in here right now, just trying to play catch up with all of my rep duties, making sure I have everything lined up and in a row. Waiting on a few more emails to get a few more accounts going, which is always exciting. It's a beautiful morning here in Oklahoma. Sunny, 56 degrees. I'm telling you what, that's welcomed with open arms. It's been it's a brutal summer here. Not only the heat and the humidity, but we had some crazy storms. And I'm just glad for the most part that's over. You know what I'm saying? Um, but if y'all are in the Indiana area, the new lounge Slow Burn in Middlebury will soon get their shipment of Big Sky. Or if anybody out there wants a Big Sky in their area, let me or somebody on the rep team know, and we'll get them there to you. Easy peasy. But excuse me while I click around here real quick. Say I'm trying to get my stuff in order for the most part. It's never truly in order. No, but we hit our 500 subs. So I'm telling you guys, spread the word. Oh my God. I bet that's delicious, Mike. You know, from time to time, I don't know where I put that band. Right here. The Simple Old 1875 by Romeo and Julieta. I like that cigar. Never had a Cuban. That's on the bucket list. Oh, but like I said, that we're going to be putting together that 500 subscriber podcast here. We're hoping within the next week that we can put that out there for you guys. And the giveaways are nuts. Absolutely nutty. It's going to be a fun time. It's okay. I get that. I smoke a lot of those. I do a lot of work outside. By trade, I'm a landscaper. A lot of mowing, a lot of weed eating, a lot of pruning, cutting trees. Um, when I'm outside a lot, I just call them yard gars. I just like picking up, inexpensive but good cigars. But again, I run into that a lot. They're okay, but I'm not going to run to get one. But this Big Sky Krypton, man, it's earthy. You get a sprinkle of cocoa powder. There's definitely some baking spices in there. And it's just a nice, slow burning, even burning at that cigar. And if you've guys seen on social media, they're coming out with another cryptid called the Great White Buffalo. I'm excited for that to come out. Hey, I get that. And I've heard about that too. The pricing is just outrageous, isn't it? And that's crazy. I know pricing everywhere is getting a little crazy, but I've heard the pricing in Canada can get a little wacky. But here's one of my big complaints, especially like right now with the whole California thing. Um, what? I don't smoke hardly any infused cigars. There's a few of them that I like, or flavored cigars. I have nothing against them. It's just there's very few that I smoke. But especially in the state of California, for instance, they can sell a vanilla vodka, and that's fine. But an infused cigar, you can't have that there. What a I don't know. It's a debate that can get crazy, but you know they're always focusing on they're trying everything they can to basically get rid of these. But what about all that alcohol and everything else that appeals to the younger crowd? Um, I try not to get into the political side of everything, but it's just seeing it and hearing about it more and more. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what they're trying to do to cigars in not other only countries, but this here in the states. It's when I was younger, you know, teen, preteen, I never, hey, I want to go smoke a cigar. Never crossed my mind. But if I seen some vanilla vodka, hell yeah. But to me, it's getting kind of crazy with the regulations and stuff they're doing. It's just a cash grab at the end of the day for the states because even non-flavored cigars are getting hit. So they can be tested to ensure they're not flavored. And and I got a lot of that information from the Cigar Authority's after show. Um, and if you haven't listened to their podcast, by all means go. Them guys are incredible. Got to get these emails checked. I am awaiting an order from the Patricia Island golf course. That's going to be an exciting one because they have some they have a lot of people that go through there that like to, smoke stogies while they play golf. And yeah, hey, the cigar dudes, yeah, they're great. Absolutely. There's a handful of, great cigar podcasts here out on the airwaves nowadays, good informative podcast. You know, we try to be as informative as we can. We like to chuckle and, beat around on each other on ours but we got some great um future content coming. I think we do a pretty good job. Like I said, there's a lot of good podcasts these days out there. Cigars Daily, that guy's all over the place. He knows he's got his hands in everything. The Cigar Authority, the Cigar Dudes, and there's plenty more. I watch just about every one of them when I can. Oh, awesome. Yeah, them guys, Toro, how could I leave them out? Yeah, Mike, they're incredible. Incredible. And I hope you enjoy what we do over here. We're not professionals by any means. We're just some knuckleheads that love cigars. Um, we're very passionate about boutique cigars here at the Leaf and Ash podcast. Obviously, we have our legacies that we love, but our primary focus is getting boutique brands out there. Um, I smoke just about everything. I don't mind smoking a Padron, but I also don't mind smoking a factory smoke. I mean, I'm not above any of it. That's why I call myself the MUTT, because you know when a dog's hungry, he'll almost eat anything. Well, when I want a cigar, I'll smoke almost anything. But I'm gonna do these getting smoky with mutts every once in a while, and I'll premiere a different cigar from a different brand. It may be boutique, it may be um, legacy, it may be a $25 cigar, it might be a factory throwout. There's a spot in every budget and time frame for each one of them cigars. Let's see here. Emails. Do I have anything? And today's what, Friday? If possible, we may be able to throw in a sip and smoke here within the next day or two, depending on because with our podcast, we're, four different guys from four different states. Um, we try to make it work as best as we can with the time we have available. Um, I don't know. I think we do a good job over here. Um, hey, thank you for that. Hey, you want to show up, man? Be in that be at that podcast. I'm gonna set up a hashtag, and everybody who puts in that hashtag will be entered to win. I want to say there's over 20 different things going to be given away, from signed boxes to all the swag you can think of. And it's just a small victory. It's kind of like a fine cigar. I'd rather the podcast be a slow burn and grow gradually than to just, catch on fire and fizzle out. We're getting, I think between all four of us, there's 60 years of experience in the cigars. But we learn stuff. We learn new stuff every day, and that's what I like about cigars is, I like reading about blends and tobacco. I'm a tobacco nerd. Um, the different ways they ferment and the ratios that they put in each blend, and and how just you can simply misplace a leaf, and that blend is just it's a completely different blend. Um, it's just fascinating to me. I hope one day to learn how to roll. Um, I know a couple guys that know how to roll, and a master blender. Um, and I hope to pick their brains one of these days. And you know, yeah, I think so. Each and every one of us, and for the most part, we're all friends. Um, we know a lot of the guys and are pretty close to the guys at the Cigar Dudes podcast, and Toro. And I think we all offer something different. Um, you're going to get different things from each podcast, and I think we all do a pretty good job. I'd like actually for all of us to get together and just have one big banger of a podcast. And we all independently, post it to our socials and just get everybody together and just have a good time. I think that would be fun. Um, get the dudes, Toro. Um, I think that would be sweet. And even some of the bigger guys, that I enjoy watching, I wouldn't mind getting them on. And, because we're all trying to, we're sharing our passion and our love um, of cigars. And I believe that, that needs to be recognized. And um, a lot of us put a lot of time into these shows. Um, it's a lot more than just hitting record and talking. I mean, there's research, trying to get newer faces on that people want to see, um, which we've had just about so many of the big names. I mean, Nick Perdomo, uh, Matt Booth, David Garofalo, uh, too many to name off um, on this show, and they've them episodes have done pretty good. But we've noticed we get more views when it's just us four, which we love having guests. That's one of our favorite things. We like picking their minds and seeing how they work and just letting them share their passion on our platform. And I think we've done pretty good about that. But I'm excited. I'm super excited about that giveaway episode. We might release some teasers on what people can expect. Okay, emails are clean. Thank the Lord. I'm caught up on that. Let's see. What I like about it the most about doing this is I like having the kind-hearted banter. I think that's a lot of fun. Um, and just letting everybody express what they think or what they feel about a cigar, because not everybody's going to like the cigars we're smoking or the cigars we like. And that's what I like about the cigar world in a whole is we're all so different. This little thing right here brings us all together. You know, I'm a blue collar to the core. Um, I work hard. Um, I love being a sales rep. I wish that's all I had to do. I would be in heaven if I can just wake up every day and go sling some stogies. That would be the ultimate dream. And I'm trying to get there. You know, not only um monetarily, it'd be better for me and my family. And you know, that's my my only goal in this life is to ensure that my wife and kids have everything they need and most of what they want. Um, so when I'm not working my 40 hours at my 9 to 5, I'm trying to sling as many stogies as I can and just, you know, share the word on boutique cigars because that's my passion. I love this cigar. Ba-ba-ba. Not what I'm looking for. Let's see what we have to look forward to as far as new releases, whether it be boutique or mm-mm-mm. Ooh, don't look like there's much of anything coming out this late in the year. Oh, the Dunbarton. Damn. Yeah, I might have to get my hands on one of these days. See, but my thing is I like robust, stronger cigars. I like earthy, um, spicy, peppery cigars. Um, and a lot of the days, a lot of the times, I start my day with one of them type of cigars. I'm not a big Connecticut smoker. Um, I smoke, you know, one every now and then in the mornings, but I just like the you know just the feeling of getting kicked right in the face by a cigar. But a nice medium cigar from time to time I like. I'm on half bowl right now, just seeing if new releases, but Trinidad by Tommy Bahama that came out. Oh, planned. Dang. What up, Black? How you doing, brother? Just on here, just smoking me a bold morning smoke. Just figured I'd get on here and chat around as I'm doing some cleanup on the computer. Ooh, the AJ New World Decenio Robusto. Yo, Black South, you ready for that 500 subscriber episode because we're going to be kicking her out as soon as we can. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, I'd be fuming mad. You know, when I was in high school, I had a 1976 El Camino. Beautiful, beautiful car. Um, and when I parked in the parking lot, I parked at the very back where nobody parked because I didn't want nobody getting close to my car. Um, it's been about 19 years since I've had that car. And I think about it daily. I should have kept that car. But no, the one that got away. That car was too much for me. Um, that car had too much engine for me at that age. But boy, did I have fun in that car. Had some torque thrust wheels on it, the Cooper Cobra tires, skinnies in the front, fats in the back. Even um, the exhaust was chrome tipped bow ties, Chevy bow ties. It was, dude, it was nuts. And I had a blast in that thing. You're right. It's going to be a crazy live, and we hope everybody can show up because there's plenty of giveaways. I'm hoping what I ordered comes in quick because there's a part of what I ordered that I want to give away. But if it doesn't show up for this one, we'll have another giveaway at some point and it'll be a part of it. It's a 30 count humidor, a beautiful Avo cigar humidor. But we got, between the four of us, we got so much stuff that we want to give away just to show our appreciation because we have loyal subscribers that are here for everything. And what better way to give back? That's all we want to do. We just want to give back and show our appreciation and our love. I believe we're gonna shoot for mid next week. Yeah, mid next week. Gonna put together some teaser videos of what's out there or what we have to offer. And it'd just be a good time, and whatever's left over, we'll just throw in another giveaway. Because I know we did it at 500, and I'm sure we'll do it again at like 1,000. Like I said, we can't express enough how much we appreciate each and every one of you guys that show up and engage with us. It's a lot of fun. When I started out doing podcasts, I was doing them on Spotify, and they were just audio only because I already had everything set up because I used to stream on Twitch. And I thought, you know what? I want to do a podcast, which I still want to do a different type of podcast. Obviously, be smoking cigars during the podcast, but it's not a cigar podcast. Um, it's something I've had ideas for the last couple of years. Um, it's called the Designed to Fail podcast. Um, and it's just going to be just a whatever podcast. It's going to be about whatever topic we want to talk about at the time. But the two things we never talk about is religion and politics. So we're going to that's not going to be added in there because that just brings up too much craziness that we don't want to be involved in. But I started that, and I got added into a couple other podcasts through, and then, shit happens, and the four of us came together, and oh my God, dude, I couldn't ask for better co-hosts. I mean, Panda, Don, and PC, we meld together so well. We all have the same, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but we're all very much alike. Our sense of humors are the same. Our passion for cigars are the same, and it's just been a wild and fun ride. We've got to meet up a couple times. We're going to go to the Great Smoke again this year in March. It's just a lot of fun, dude. This has gone further than I ever thought it would, as far as not the podcast, because I knew, but we've all been introduced to so many different things. Like, out of it, now I'm a broker for two companies, Big Sky and Haze Gray. So I got put into a part of the industry I never thought I would be able to be a part of. Got to go to PCA last year, which was freaking awesome. I didn't know what to think day one. There's a lot that goes into PCA, but I loved it, and I hope I get the chance to go again and many more times at that. I've not only got to interview some of my mentors in the industry, but I've got to meet them. I've got to meet Pete Johnson, Nick Melillo, Nick Perdomo, David Garofalo, who everybody knows is tier one, in my opinion, in the cigar world on his knowledge. When that man speaks, just listen, because he knows exactly what the hell he's doing. Dude, I'm telling you what, it is a fun experience, bro. It's a lot of fun. All I can say is beware for your eyes to burn for about 4 days. Because even though they open the doors and they got a pretty good ventilation system in there, but you got a couple thousand people in there smoking cigars, your eyes are not going to like it. But the people you get to meet and the fun you get to have with your buddies, it makes it all worth it. I've been repping now for 9 months. And it's like everything else. It's a slow burn. I don't want to overload myself. Because like I said, I do have a 9 to 5. I have kids. I do the cigar repping for just some extra income. And within this venture, I've had a lot of fun. I like going to different shops and lounges and just talking to people because as you can tell now, I've had a lot of growth. When we first started, I had a hard time talking to people, and I still do. But this has definitely helped crack my shell a little bit. I'm not out of it yet, but we've cracked the shell. And this this stage is definitely I've grown up a lot. I was trying to see if we had any bangers coming out in the next year, but I can't find nothing. Opus X. Nope. Too expensive for me. Ooh, the Mil Diaz. Oh man, I guarantee you had fun. And you know what it's like, and after, the days at PCA, you're moving so much, you're just trying to do whatever you can. But that night they had events and the collaborations you can have and the people you can talk to is just crazy. I'll get me one of these days. One of these days. But I can't even. There's not a shop within 60 miles of me that even sells one. When it comes to Opus, I'd have to go to Tulsa or Kansas City to find Opus. I have one cigar lounge within 30 miles. Um, where people buy the majority of their cigars here is we have liquor stores that have walk-in humidors, and that's where most of the cigars are sold in my area. But whenever I stop being a scaredy cat and just go for it, as they say, give my balls a tug, I will I want to open a cigar store, start off with a cigar store and push for a lounge, but just a retail spot that has a place where you can smoke is what I want to start. It's pretty close to that, Black South. It's pretty close to that. Because when it comes to the retail a retail store is I just want to close the gap that we have because where I live, I'm right on Route 66. You know, the interstate runs right through here as well. We always have tourists because it's Route 66. Um, and I think it'll be a great spot to offer at least a retail store that sells cigars, and pipes and pipe tobacco. Because I smoke a tobacco pipe like crazy. Yeah, myself, I am um, Native American, um, and they have some tobacco stores around here, but they don't sell cigars. And that's another thing I'm gonna try to close is offer the cigars I rep, and because people need to be more open minded to cigars because a lot of these humidors you walk into, it's the same cigars everywhere you go. They look at the top 15 and it's the same cigars on every shelf at every store. And you're like, variety is the spice of life. When to me, this cryptid for instance, I get more out of this cryptid than I could ever get out of some of them cigars that every tobacco store around here sells. And it costs less. And it's more bold. The flavors are more concentrated because boutique companies are not afraid to break apart from the mold and say, you know what, we want to build complex cigars at a better price point. And I have to say, the Cryptid is one of my favorite cigars. And I'm not saying that because I rep for Big Sky. I'm saying the Cryptid is why I rep for Big Sky. We had Brandon Marsh on our podcast, and I smoked this cigar, and I absolutely, between the history of the company and this cigar, I absolutely fell in love. Now, my favorite cigar from the line, the River Series, is the Madison. Man, I'm telling you, it's like I said, and there's nothing, like I said before, and I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more times. There's nothing wrong with heritage brands or whatever the name they want to be called by. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't. The only problem I see is they're too set in their ways, and they will not change. Like, you have to evolve. Us as cigar smokers now, we're the smartest consumers that there's ever been. We're able now to research, and we can see that there's blends out there by a company you may not know and you never heard of, and you just happen to pick up a cigar and you're like, what the hell did I just smoke? That thing was delicious. It's different, it's variety, and that's what we want. We want variety. I smoke a lot of San Andreas cigars. That's probably what I smoke the most of. And I'd be pressed to say that I like San Andreas more than I like Connecticut broadleaf. But I love Corojo. Corojo is one of my favorites. Because I can go into a lot of these vape stores that sell cigars, which a lot of them do now, because they're trying to provide a service for anybody that walks in. And I respect that. But as a rep, I go in there and be like, hey, man, here's these cigars, blah, 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 tell them the story. And then, like, hey, you have to get with our headquarters because we can't make any decisions. What's up, big boy? And I'm like, how can you not? Why do I got to go through all this red tape to get these cigars in here? Because each one of these cigars, their humidor is a carbon copy of each other. And you're like, it's the same 15 cigars in every shop. People want variety. They want not only a variety in flavor and taste, they want a variety in price. To me, it's just crazy how they make it so hard to get cigars into some stores, and there's some higher end shops out there that I've sent samples to multiple times, and every time I call, the owner's never there. Well, what about the tobacconist? Well, the tobacconist don't make decisions. The owner does. Seriously? Like, but I love it, and I'll keep calling them. You know, I normally wait about a month and I'll call again. I'll wait a month and I'll call again. You know what? Persistence is, and a lot of them say, "Well, I've never heard of that brand." That's fine. I can talk to you for an hour about this cigar. The best thing for you to do is just light the damn cigar and smoke it because the cigar will sell itself. Now, this cigar might not be for your palate, but the cigars will sell themselves. And that's another issue I've ran into that I've seen in being a rep is a lot of the times it's the shop owner that smokes the cigars. Hand the damn cigars out to your loyal customers. Let them make the decision. Where you located, Josephus, and I promise you, one of us on this team will do our damnedest to get these into a shop humidor near you. I promise you that. And it's like I said, give it to the people, your loyal patrons that come in and smoke these cigars. Let them decide, not the owner, because a lot of these shop owners, the cigars they bring in are based on what the owner likes. No, man, you need a your sales are based on what your patrons like. It's crazy. Oh yeah, Aldi's a hell of a rep, man. Oh, MTS, man. How'd you like it? I like that Mastermind Maduro. That's a pretty damn good cigar. And you know, when I do set up my retail spot, that's all I'm going to sell is boutique cigars. There's not going to be one legacy brand in there. Not one. Because here's the thing. There's enough variety in boutique cigars where somebody comes in and say, "I want X, Y, and Z," and you tell them, "I don't have that, but here's this." Well, I've never heard of them. That's fine. Here's the cigar. Smoke it. Let the cigar sell itself. Yeah, like the cigar I'm currently smoking, the Cryptid. You know, it's earthy, it's spicy, it's got a nutty flavor to it. It's comparable. It may not taste just like whatever legacy you're looking for, but it's comparable and probably going to end up being better. Hey, I love to hear that. Yeah, see, I just had all I've had from them was just that Maduro. Um, yeah, I'm going to make sure that I I just subscribed, Josephus. Hey, I love watching cigar reviews. I love seeing people's different takes and because it's all different. So I'll definitely be checking that son of a gun out. Well, hell, Josephus, you're always welcome to come on our podcast, bro. Just whenever you have time, if you want to be on it, just come on over. Yeah, because once this cigar's done, I got to go do a little bit of yard work on this day off. And then I'm going to go run some samples. And then tomorrow is going to be nothing but running samples. Everything else. But I'm hoping people like this getting smoky with the MUTT. Like I said, I'll showcase a different cigar when I do them. Obviously, the first couple cigars is going to be the brands I rep for. Um, but even at that, um, it's going to be fun. Ooh, I'm going to have to order me a sample pack so I can. I that sounds delicious. That sounds absolutely delicious. In a cigar that I get a very strong fig flavor from is the uh, is it Royalty? Yes, Royalty cigars. Um, their box press, even just the overall smell of the foot, the smell of the wrapper, and even upon light up, that fig stays pretty strong through the whole cigar, and it was very nice. Oh yeah, I forgot they just had the inner tobacco show. I wonder how that went. I need to do some research up on that. See, and I haven't had a cigar clowns, but I've heard wonderful things about their cigars. I've heard nothing but good things about their cigars. I need to get up on Toro and get me a sample pack. Oh, Blackworks came out with the Tiger Saurus. See, and that's the thing too. Like, if you guys know reps or whatever for cigar clowns, Let me know so I can give them some of my areas that I want to pick up these cigars in, and I would be more than happy to give them some shop names to get them in here. Um, I mean, and that goes for any of these boutique lines. If you guys know any of the reps, send them my way because I want to get their cigars in my areas. I mean, and that's just the thing. It's not a competition, bro. You know, it's I'm slinging stogies because I love stogies. But if I can get a sale in my area within the four within my immediate area, I will be more than happy to give them some shop names, especially cigar clowns, all of that. I'd love to have them in a humidor near me. Hell yeah, Aldi. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and I know Aldi pretty well. Um, I said I'd love to send him some addresses and get them in over here. And Black Label's coming out with all kinds of shit. Let's see. Underground 10 Flying Pig. And I've even thought about trying to host a boutique event in my area. I have plenty of places to where we could go and actually smoke and enjoy that has a bar. Um, I know plenty of area bands that can come play. I've thought about trying to host one, and I think me being more centrally located, it'd be easier for a lot of my buddies to want to come and show up. But next summer, I'm gonna try to throw a couple of them. I got a big event coming up at ZT Cigars in November 20th, and they're in Oklahoma City. They're the guys who throw on Smokelahoma. I have a big sky event with them. It's going to be a cut and light. It's going to be a lot of fun. They are a godsend of an account, and Oklahoma City loves Big Sky cigars. Maybe be able to partner up with somebody and get some event exclusive cigars. That'd be kind of cool. You know, I'm right there with you, Josephus. There's a few that I do enjoy on occasion, but like I said, the complexity and just the overall smoking experience with boutique far outweighs, in my opinion, anything a legacy brand can put out. They've been putting out the same blends for 30, 40, 50 years. It's old. The boxes, the bands are all the same. I mean, I'm a visual person. I'll try to pick up a band real quick. I am a very visual person. I'm like everybody else. I buy with my eyes. Bands scream to me. and I'm just picking this up for reference. This is probably one of my favorite legacy brands. This was it's probably not focusing, but the Oliva V Milanio, the little box press Robusto, very flavorful. See, you get that band. You see this band set next to this MTS Masterminds, which is a beautiful band. You know what I'm going to go with? MTS, based on the band alone. Even though I've smoked hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these cigars right here, the Milanios. Mastermind 100% based on the appearance. And now that I've had their cigars, I had better experiences and a better smoking overall experience with the notes and the transitions in this Masterminds that I ever had with this Milanio. And not only that, I want to give my money. I want to help the small guys grow. McAuliffe, hey, I'm telling you, I want to try that McAuliffe green. There are some, I get it. There are some Perdomos that I love. No matter of fact, I have these that they did for, the purple's delicious for the two guys 40th year anniversary. Very limited to 400 boxes. And it's a great cigar. It's, highly exclusive because he only did 400 boxes. But and I might throw a handful in during the giveaway. Or just for you always being around and always having a good time with us, send me your address somehow and I'll send you a couple. Because you're always in the comments and I really appreciate that. It's a great little cigar. With Perdomo, you're going to get consistency. I mean, so I can see where a lot of people don't want to drop Perdomo. I get it. Nick is a stickler when it comes to consistency. And he's proven it time and time again that if you buy a 20th, the first one you smoked is going to taste like the 50th one you smoked. I get that. I agree 100%. 100% agree. And that's why a lot of people don't want to step away from them. Like I said, and I get it. And the thing about Perdomo is they have a cigar in everybody's price point and budget. Like the Lot 23, I love the Lot 23 Maduro and Sungrown. It's a fantastic cigar for the price. We had Nick on the podcast. I got to meet Nick. He's a great dude. His origin story was amazing. They all started off boutique. And and a lot of these boutique cigars that we love so much, aren't always going to be boutique. Because a lot of them may stay boutique just because that's what they want to be. But a lot of these cigar brands that we know and we hold close to our heart, they're going to grow. And they're going to grow rapidly. You know, I need to get on that. I'm currently waiting on my cigar of the month monthly from the Cigar Authority. It should be here today because it shipped out the 20th. But I've seen some bangers come out of that factory reserve. Some fucking banger cigars. I've never smoked. Actually, I got gifted a emerald at the Great Smoke, and I smoked it. Hey, you're going to give me a free cigar, I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to give it a fair chance. To me, that cigar, it smoked like, I don't know, it was charry. Um, the only other word I can say is it was barbecuey in the worst sense. It's like, you know, when you're cleaning off your grill and you start a fire and just like that burnt. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the word. It smoked like it was burnt. But I have a Rocky Patel, was it the vintage 1990 in a tubo? That's very old. Very old. And I've never smoked it. But I have never, in my opinion, have smoked a Rocky Patel that I've liked. But I do hear the 60th is okay. It's pretty good. I do know some guys that enjoy the 60th. Then I need to just get that saying. I need to get her out and smoke it eventually then. I bought this at a shop in Gardner, Kansas when I was going to do an event at Ash and Anvil. And they had a bunch of old stock in that shop. And the lady herself didn't even know how long they've had these. It smells great. On the nose, it smells great. That's perfect, Josephus. I agree. I mean, but upon smelling the foot of the cigar, it smells great. But we all know that that can change as soon as you put fire to the cigar. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only person who got that barbecue-y, whatever it was. And you know, and it's subjective. Some people out there are foaming out the mouth to smoke that cigar. But for me, in my opinion, I wouldn't smoke it. I wouldn't pay for it. If it was given to me again, I might smoke it for the sake of smoking a free cigar. But I wouldn't pay my money for it. The Ezekiel 2517. Now, some cigars that I can't ever seem to get enough of, and that is literally anything made by Crowned Heads. When we went to um, Tampa last year, we was able to meet Miguel, and at the time, Belkis worked for Crowned Heads before she went to Rocky. Um, the Cornettas, oh my god, the Cornettas are fan freaking tastic. Uh, any of the blood medicines, the Mil Diaz, hell, the Juarez, their attempt at a more affordable cigar, they're all bangers. But I'm going to line up and see with Brandon if with Big Sky if he'd be willing to allow me to give a few Big Sky away that I have. Of course, I don't smoke a lot of my road stock. I buy my Big Sky cigars that I smoke. If I'm on the road, yes. If I'm at a lounge and want to light up with, the tobacconist or whatever, I'll do that. But um, I think it'd be cool. I'm definitely getting into Candelas. Candelas were new to me up until about 6 months ago. And I smoked the Foundation Grasshopper Candela. And I thought, what the hell? It's actually delicious. Then I smoked the Founders Candela. Great cigar. But I hear the one you want to smoke is the Silent Heroes Candela. And I need to get my hand on that. I hear that is a game changer in the world of Candela. Oh shit. It's to me, I like the how do I explain this without butchering? I don't mind the I guess you'd call it like the freshness of the I don't know, the barnyardy, grassy. I don't mind that. Well, I will definitely watch that. I promise you. I said I just subscribed to you. I mean, I feel like I should have subscribed a long time ago. I love watching reviews. I can see that. Ooh, I actually need to head over to Toro anyway and put in a good order. So while I'm here, there's that dissident. I keep damn it, I got my thing too small. I'm gonna have to go to this page. Brick house. You know, one of the biggest mistakes I ever made, and I know a lot of people probably don't are going to disagree with me on this, but I happen to fairly enjoy punch cigars. Um, I smoked the Grand Puro, which is a Honduran Puro. I smoked that on an empty stomach. Not a good idea. It's like I'm smoking this crypto right now. I haven't ate yet this morning. Been up a couple hours. I've drank me a little bit of sweet tea, some of my chemical energy, but that punch Grand Puro, it put me it I was hurting. And the thing I like about it about punch is they're fairly consistent and you can't beat the price. The punch Classico is for whatever reason one of my favorite cigars. And I always get looked at when I buy it. Like, really? It's just one of those things. There's just a love there that I can't explain, but it gives me everything I want in a cigar. And Big Sky is coming out with a new cryptid. Hey, that barbed wire. I ordered me a 5-pack of that cigar. And I have to tell you one thing about that barbed wire is the aroma that comes off that cigar is beautiful. You know, that's why I keep this right here. Cigar Jesus. Yeah, brother, I gotta get off here. Get off here pretty soon. I gotta do some yard work and go slang some stogies on this fine day off. I mean, is it really a day off? No, but I'm doing what I love. Have a good one, brother. Stay safe. Hey, I've been smoking this cigar for an hour and 20 minutes, and it's only a 5 by 60. Great burn. What I like about the 5 by 62 is I tend to smoke kind of hot. I smoke kind of fast sometimes. I'm slow rolling it right now. Like I said, I haven't had nothing to eat. Um, but this is about as consistent as you can get with a cigar. It was actually the number one seller for Big Sky last year. But Josephus, brother, I better get moving because if I don't get up now, I won't. Go get some stuff done. But like I said, bro, hit me up on any of my socials with your address, and I'll send you some of those Perdomo, the 40th for 2 guys. Said you're always here. We appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon, brother.